Good morning, brothers and sisters in Christ, and happy 10th Monday of Ordinary Time. It's very much on our minds today. Cleanliness, hygiene, sanitation. We're washing our hands, we have hand sanitizer, we wear masks, as we should be, because coronavirus is very much a real danger still. And these are precautions we take in order to prevent spreading the virus. Thank the Lord at my parish. We had masses this past weekend for the first time in almost 3 months. But in order to do that, we have to close down the church after every mass. We have to, sanitize the pews, any places people might have touched. We require people to use hand sanitizer upon entering the church. Anyway, the whole idea is trying to remain clean, remain pure, to be sanitized so that we don't put anyone in danger. We want to maintain the safety of all as we come to worship and give glory and praise to God. Now, in the gospel today, Jesus speaks about cleanliness. And he does so within the context of the 8 Beatitudes. So the Beatitudes, these are like instructions for being happy here on earth so that we might be happy in an enduring and lasting way for all eternity in heaven, right? United to God forever. And the 6th of the 8 Beatitudes is this. Jesus says, "Blessed are the clean of heart, for they will see God." So Jesus isn't talking about clean hands, he's talking about clean hearts. And what does that mean, a clean heart? Well, at the end of the day, those who have a clean heart, in other translations you hear pure of heart, these are the people who are ordered and live their lives for God, right? They don't live a double life. They don't live in two worlds, right? This isn't the person who comes to Mass on Sunday morning and then on Sunday afternoon is, having their palms read, or something like that. No, they're ordered towards God. It's all about God. Their lives are about God. There's a commitment and a real desire that is on the level of the heart that is for God. Now, as you can imagine, the way one is living in relationship with God is going to affect one's relationship with others. And so we have a very clear tradition in Christianity of linking this beatitude with our interpersonal relationships and specifically sexual relationships. So sexual purity, right? This idea of living a clean life regarding this great gift of sexuality that God has given us, right? So avoiding sexual sin. And so oftentimes this commandment is linked with that and helping people, understand that, if you enter into a life of sexual sin, that will affect your relationship with God, so much so that you will have trouble seeing God. You won't be able to see Him because these sorts of sins really do make one impure or blind to the reality of God. And so pornography, other sorts of sexual sin, these are things we obviously want to avoid because they damage our relationship with God and ultimately as well others. But it's not just pornography and grave sexual sins of that nature. It's also other things that we do that affect our relationships with others. And so, we have a lot of idle time, not so much now, we're going back to work and things, but we're spending a lot of time on computer. And I guess we can just enter very easily into a consumer type mentality. Is this entertaining? Is this fun? Does this person make me happy in sort of a superficial sense? Ultimately, we can begin to see people as objects, and we want to use them for our own pleasures. And that's a real danger that we want to avoid. So these days, we need to be attentive to that. Obviously, sexual sin is a real way that we objectify and use others, and it affects our relationship with God. But it's not just sexual sin. There's other ways that we enter into this consumer mentality in which we use other people for our own gratification or selfish pleasures. And so we can go to Mother Mary and ask her to help us to be aware of that and to be on guard against anything that causes us to objectify others, to use them for our own selfishness. Lord, help us to be clean of heart, to be pure of heart, that we can be ordered towards you in all things and be truly happy.